So I did an emergency live stream over on my main channel, Mr. Sunshine Baby, and that was because there's some new evidence that shows that Justin Trudeau is likely to basically go full dictator and block an early election by proroguing government. Now, we've been teeter-tottering with this idea for quite some time. Several months ago, Justin Trudeau and the, at the time, Finance Minister and Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland, by Felicia, said that prorogation was not on the table. They didn't say forever. In fact, this old video has resurfaced because of Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. That's what we're going to be taking a look at. He found this old clip of Trudeau preparing for prorogation back in 2010. And I'm not the only person, and Pierre's not the only person to share the sentiment that prorogation seems more and more likely to happen. So we're going to take a look at this clip of this video that's taken from my live stream earlier for those that haven't seen it. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Before we get into it, I do want to encourage you all to hit the like button and subscribe. And without further ado, let's take a look at this clip. It's just about time for an update in the polls. But for those that have missed it, here is what we're looking at, right? You got the Conservatives sitting at 232 projected seats. Man, Pierre is killing it. Or as Rogan says, it's murder. 232 projected seats. Bottom line, 207. Top end, the moon. You only need 172 for majority government. So that's freaking phenomenal, folks. Phenomenal. And then the Block's at 45. Trudeau's dropping. He was at 63 a couple months ago. He's down at 60. He was at 63. Now he's down to 39. And the NDP is about to flip-flop over him, which is pretty cool to see. Not because I'm a Jagmeet supporter. Of course not. Heck no. But because I am an anti-Trudeau person. And so seeing Trudeau get what he deserves, which is absolute, disassembling of the Liberal Party for parts, basically, the way when a company goes bankrupt, that's kind of what we're seeing with the Liberal Party, which, it's about time. Sorry, it's about time. All right. So Liberals are at 20% for the popular vote projection, and the NDP's at 19. So it is a close race between who's going to be the official opposition. Will it be the Liberals? Will it be Jagmeet Singh? I think it's going to be Jagmeet, to be totally honest. And then 99% likely across the board for the Conservatives of winning the most seats and odds of a majority government. So there you go. There you go. The polls are looking phenomenal. Now, of course, you're clicking on this video going, proroguing. What's going on? I thought there was going to be an election. That's kind of the teeter-tottering that's happening right now. The Conservatives are saying, hey, let's call an election. Jagmeet is also saying let's call an election, even though he waited till the House took off for the winter break, right, for the Christmas holidays. And then you have all the proroguing talk. And then you've got this, update that was yesterday saying, hey, turns out the Conservatives are doing this Hail Mary move where they're going to summon people back to Parliament January 7th. They're going to call for an early election. There's just a lot of confusion, a lot of moving parts, right? And to be honest, no one has the full answers because everything is changing day to day. There's a new announcement that debunks yesterday's announcement. Then there's a new announcement the next day that debunks tomorrow's announcement and revalidates today's announcement. So it's just always moving. Politics right now in Canada is like a living, breathing organism, which probably isn't healthy, at least for our mental health, because we're in a constant state of wanting answers and we're not getting any. But here's a clip that the leader of the opposition, Pierre Poilievre, shared to his video. And this is Justin Trudeau talking back in the day about proroguing. So this is quite interesting. Let's take a look.
And the two prorogations in 2 years, the first to avoid a vote of non-confidence that would have surely brought this government down. The second, to avoid difficult questions. Anyone who disagrees with this government gets pushed aside. The challenge becomes that he gets to use every tribune he can use. All the media, all the voices, all the attention, and gets to further marginalize people who disagree with him. That's why we're talking about prorogation today.
So that was in 2010, believe it or not. It was actually timestamped down below. I don't know if the screen cut it off, but it seems more and more likely that Justin Trudeau is leaning towards a prorogation than not. I mean, he has to try to hold on to power. I don't want him to try to hold on to power, but he himself, for the Liberal Party, they have to try to hold on to power. And I'm not the only one that shares this sentiment. In fact, you have the Toronto Sun that also says Trudeau prorogation or proroguing Parliament becoming more and more likely, say the strategists. With the NDP now promising to topple the government, the Prime Minister may see value in hitting the pause button on Parliament. And so this is something that he himself has said previously, that no, they are not going to prorogue government, because in the name of King Trudeau himself, if an election happens, Canadians will decide that outcome. But, and it's a big but, anaconda style type of but, we know that Trudeau is a massive narcissist, and he will do whatever he can to hold on to power for as long as he possibly can. And so this is where the prorogation rhetoric needs to actually be considered quite seriously. Even though he said he wouldn't do it, even though at the time Finance Minister Felicia Chrystia Freeland has said that they wouldn't prorogue, I don't believe them now. I would like to take it at face value, but I don't believe it. And so to continue that article here by the Toronto Sun, as the Liberals prepare for what'll undoubtedly be a crazy new year, indications are growing stronger that the Prime Minister may hit the pause button on Parliament. Andrew Perez, a Liberal strategist and principal of Perez Strategies, say that prorogation is almost certainly fait accompli, which means it's going to happen. I don't see how the government can avoid prorogation, he said. If they don't, they're going to be defeated and plunged into an election in the first week of February, because that's what the Conservatives are pushing for with this Hail Mary announcement that took place the other day, right? Yesterday, on the 27th of December, you had the Conservatives come together on social media and say, hey, yeah, you thought that we had to wait for Jagmeet, but it turns out that we don't. And that's why, they're doing this like emergency meeting for a certain department of government, like a certain committee is going to be convening on January 7th to basically say, hey, we have obviously full confirmation. All parties are on board with the vote of non-confidence. Let's do it on January 27th, which is the first day that they resume back in Parliament. Whereas if Jagmeet had control of that, he would make things go as long as possible until he would call that election or until he got his pension, right? And so you're dealing with a lot of moving parts right now. And I mean, it's basically a race to see who can put forward what first, right? Can Pierre put forward the vote of non-confidence first? It's looking pretty good. I mean, what he's done is a pretty phenomenal job of going down into the archives of Parliament to basically find all of these unique ways that are by textbook ways to put forward that non-confidence vote, right? To expedite it. But Justin Trudeau is sitting on this, massive nuclear bomb, so to speak, where he can just prorogue government and say, yeah, nice try, but let's think things over. And with the ongoing cabinet shuffles that Justin Trudeau is going through, he might just say, well, we, the sitting government, are doing a big shuffle right now, and so that's why we're going to prorogue government, so we can get our things in order, and just completely ignore the fact that all the other parties are ready for an election, are ready for a vote of non-confidence. And so that is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.